Good morning, friends. Good morning, audience. I made some comments on social media uh, 5 days ago when this big farce of Hamas and Israel started. I'm going to make a video today. There are many doubts about this operation. This front between Hamas and Israel, right? The state of Israel was always hot. And these guys from Hamas drove into supposedly the state of Israel as if they're riding rickshaws, right? And flying like kites and stuff like that. And Israel didn't know about that, and the front is hot. They're always monitoring that. Notwithstanding the supposed legendary Mossad not knowing what's going on, right? Even though it was discovered that they had a pen in Yasser Arafat's pocket, right? Listening on him. You think they don't have information about anything that's going on in Gaza or what plans is taking place and so on? Just think about it. And 1967 and 1948 and 2006 and 1973 and these boys, right, with rickshaws and machine guns and some RPGs, right? Just enter and willy-nilly as if nothing happened. And Israel doesn't know about that. Those Mossads and the CIA and the NSA and you know, like all these Western agencies, and Iran as well, which is a surrogate of Israel, and Hezbollah and Russia. Rabbi Putin failed to notify Israel. Come on. Like they say, give us a break. So I really advise you of whoever you are to think seriously about this operation. What is it meant to do or achieve? What is the purpose of those guys in Tel Aviv and here and there, and the leaders of Hamas as well? Ahmed Yassin, the founder of Hamas, is a rabbi. Just so you know that this is not a secret, not for us, Sunni Muslims. We know what he is, right? There are people being killed right now for some political purpose on either side, right? What is the purpose of Hamas? Well, there are multiple purposes, but purpose number one is really, this is a pitch for Trump. They're getting ready to bring Trump, they're adamant and vehement, at least the leadership of Hamas and Netanyahu. They are hell-bent and adamant on bringing Trump into the White House in the next round of elections. You bet your money, your last dollar, that this is actually the main purpose of this conflict that is killing people, innocent people, destroying the livelihood of people, and. Second is ready to kill those undesired elements in the Palestinian territory of Gaza, right? Similar to Syria, the vast majority of 85% were Sunnis. They are no longer there, right? Guess what? So that's one purpose. So whenever you see buildings falling down, these are not the buildings of the leadership of Hamas and the Shiites of Gaza. These are the Sunnis who have absolutely nothing to do with the leadership and the founding of Hamas or any terrorist act, right? That's what this sinister operation is all about. It's just to kill people and bring Trump back into the White House. You bet your money. I'm going to remind you of some. Now, Trump is complaining about Netanyahu. This is a cover story, folks. This is a cover story. Nothing more, nothing less. Go back and research and watch and listen to him talking when he was president of the United States about Netanyahu, right? Now he tells you that Netanyahu bailed out on him or jilted on him when he wanted to kill Soleimani. I'm going to tell you the story of Qasem Soleimani, that fucked up terrorist, right, of Iran. He wasn't killed in 2018 when Trump said that he killed him. That little fuck was killed in northern Syria while he was battling around the city of Aleppo. And the rebels there just killed him somehow. Either they hit his vehicle or either a howitzer shell, not a howitzer shell, but a mortar shell just came where he was sitting. Somehow he got wounded and he became a veggie. They sent him to Damascus his brain was gone, right? And then they sent him from there to Iran, and then a month later they said they sent him to Moscow for treatment. That means he died. So you've been taken on a ride, you Americans, and what is going on is exactly that. Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran and Putin and Netanyahu are hell bent, adamant, determined to bring Trump back into the White House. That's all. Uh, all I can tell you is this. If you recall, there was a report on Fox News. I read it myself. They talked to Osama bin Laden's niece, right? And she was supporting Trump. She said that Trump destroys terrorism at the root, right? Really? The bin Laden's rooting for for Trump? I mean, give me a break, for God's sakes, right? Just so you know, the bin Laden family is really a Jewish Yemenite family. Anyways, uh, let me tell you something what was going to happen. The first 4 years of Trump were in preparations for a totalitarian state similar to that of Lenin and Stalin and Hitler and Castro and Pinochet and Mao Zedong and Pol Pot and, a whole host of those insects, right? So that was it. And then when the Senate, during that January 6th invasion of the Senate and so on, and the Congress and they were going to nullify the Constitution, overturn the election, and then put Trump as a president, right? And that was also at the same time they were going to nullify the Constitution. Nullifying or suspending the Constitution, not suspending, rather they will nullify, they will rule by decree. If Trump went into the White House in January for a second term, that was totalitarian state, and then he will begin the purge of those very same people who supported him, who put him in power in the first place. How do I know? Guess what? It happened before so many times. In Iran, when Ayatollah came to power, he returned from France. Within the first year alone, he killed all those who shouldered the revolution, supposedly Islamic revolution, and brought him back and kicked the Shah of Iran out, right? He killed all of those, up to 250,000 within the first year alone. And then Hitler, the stormtroopers, brought him into power, right? And then the SS, after he came into power, the SS was created, and then they went and executed all those stormtroopers who brought him into power in the first place, right? So does Lenin and Stalin. Those very same communists who were ardent supporters of Lenin and his revolution and Marxist ideas and so on and so forth, and brought Lenin into power. Oh, they were murdered, all of them. And then another set of insects was brought to rule the country, and that was a history of modern communism. So did Castro, so did Pinochet, so did Mao Zedong, so did so and so. Look, the story is very simple, folks. If this Trump comes to the White House, you better immigrate somewhere else, because those very same people, and mainly white people, who is bringing him to the White House, are the first one that he's going to destroy. Let alone, there are many things he's going to do. One is really to continue siphoning off trillions and trillions and handing that to Russia and Iran and those investors, right? And here and there, he wants to strengthen the foundation of Zion. Two, he's going to attack Ukraine. Make no mistake about that. And that's why I'm telling, I'm speaking this. I'm lecturing you on this fact. Is I think Joe Biden ought to arm Ukraine to the teeth. I think he ought to arm Ukraine to the teeth even before the election time. Make sure that if Trump comes in, and I doubt it, right? If Trump comes in, that he will not be able to defeat Ukraine on behalf of Putin, the loser Putin, right? The orangutan. Orangutan Putin. So anyways, that's I can talk here about this particular subject for hours and hours, but the concise and down right to the point words I just spoke to you about, or I've just narrated to you here, is it. There is no need to elaborate or write books about it or anything else. This guy is coming to make the United States a Soviet Union from scratch. And with that, so much is going to be destroyed. The United States is basically is gone. Putin was supposed to drive all the way to the Atlantic, and he was going to change that northwestern Europe into a gulag again. That's it, it's over. This is it, Americans. This is it. This is it. If this guy Trump comes back into the White House, even Iran is going to come here and start running your affair, right? And they will, of course, support China again. Whatever is left in the United States of industry, of middle class, of whatever, is going to be shipped to China. You understand what I'm talking about? Have a nice day, my friends, and you better wake up. You better wake up, especially those who are supporting Trump, because you're the first one he's going to do away with. He's going to liquidate you. He's going to destroy you. He's going to hang you. You will see that this guy within the second 4 years, if he comes into the office, right? He's going to drench United States with blood, and that's it. Now, you may think, but look, he married 2 women from that area of the world. His support for Putin and the Ayatollahs, remember, he wanted to talk to them, right? And he showed whenever he came into office the first term, he transferred trillions and trillions and trillions, similar to his cousin and his brother, his friend Obama, into the stock market, and he just ditched the United States. When the pandemic hit, do you remember? He immediately called those super billionaires that were made by the government of the stock market and asked them what to do. And then, they asked him to send many trillions to the stock market, and he did. And one of them was in raptures. Schwarzman, I think he says, he loves massive. Oh, he loves massive, right? You white Americans realize what, and black Americans too. Black Americans, they think they're going to get better deal or something. Think about it again. Or in Native Americans or whoever it is. You may think they're your friends. Oh, they're your enemies. You better wake up now. Have a nice day, and I wish you luck.